Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I am Cher, and I just took you guys for a fun Sephora sale shopping haul. And one of the things that we did end up picking up was the Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette. This is her brand new palette for the winter and holidays, but it is also her very last palette, her last big palette. I don't know why, guys. She hasn't really given much of an explanation that I can see. Maybe she has said it somewhere else out there, but yeah, so Huda is going to be discontinuing or not making any more of these big palettes. I am very crushed about this because I love her palettes and most of her makeup, to be honest with you. And so I had to grab it. I got it on the sale. And so now what we're going to do today is do a little fun play with it and review. I know I'm certainly not the first to review this. I'm a little late to the game, but still, I cannot wait to play with her. So if you want to come along with me to see what it's looking like, some different looks and ideas, and my first impression thoughts and everything on it, then stick around and we'll dive right on in. All right, guys, so welcome if you're new here. I'm Cher. We do a lot of fun stuff here on beauty. Just did my little shopping vlog. I like to do a lot of vlogs, but I definitely have quite the eyeshadow palette collection and whatnot, and Huda Beauty is one of my favorites. So I do some, reviews on palettes from time to time. I also have a monthly rankings video where I rank all of the palettes I wore for the month and try to rank them in order of favorites. So that's always a fun one. So if you like that, check those out. Usually I do them towards the end of the month unless I'm running late, and then it might be the beginning of the month from the last month. Anyway, I swore up and down I was not going to get this palette because I've been on a low buy, or I'm trying to start a low buy, and it hasn't been going well. I still spent a good bit on the Sephora sale. But as I was seeing this palette out there, I started getting more and more interested. It wasn't as much at first, but it's kind of cooler tones, frostier, wintry vibes that I'm starting to move into, and I know I'm going to want for the winter season and for the holidays. And with it being her last one, I was just like, I want to get it. So now another one that I have wanted forever is her pretty grunge palette. I may still have to get that one too eventually before it's like totally gone also. But we're going to do a lot of playing today with her. I may do a fun look today. I've got to run to a party in a little while, so I'm going to probably just do like one look for that party. And if we want to do more after that, I'll come back on other days as part of this video and do another look. So let's do what we can for now and get started. Let's first look at some of the names here. We've got Iced Out, High Life, Platinum, Unapologetic, Faux Fur, Gold Standards, Avalanche, Aurora, VVS, Poise, She Rich, Cold Plunge, Bling, IDGAF, Oneself, Diamond Dew, Lavish, and First Class. Love the names. They're kind of giving winter bougie vibes, right? And definitely it's really given that I'm a rich girl in my little winter fur coat with my little earmuffs, my fuzzy earmuffs, those kind of vibes to me. Love it. I am seeing lots of high pigment shimmers in there like she normally does. Got about 7 fun shimmers that of course are the ones that stand out to you, but then you have these very cool tone, amazing mattes as well. So a lot of them really do draw to you. I'm going to go ahead and swatch and show you the swatches, and I'll do it off camera so I don't waste a lot of your time, and I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, I am already squealing with excitement about this. Check out, first of all, this shifty color right here, which is the very first one here in the pan. Oh, that is so gorgeous, isn't it? So there's pink down here at the very bottom. How beautiful is that? Like, oh, I'm so excited. I feel like on this side, you've got like a little bit of frosty and a little bit of pink, and those together would be so gorgeous, but you could also make a little bit of warm tone out there too, like in the middle. And then on the other side, I mean, it's all just like frosty. You got one right here that's a little spotchy on the swatches, but then this one was so buttery. And of course, I got a few that are like more in my skin tone, so you don't see them showing up very well. This one was very spotchy when you swatch it, but this one's like really ultra buttery. Most of them are pretty buttery. First one right there is just my absolute favorite. So really gorgeous, mostly cool tones, but you've even got a few pops of little bit warmer tones in here also. So wow, but no, she nailed it on this color story of being so wintry and icy. And like, I just think of like the bunny ski slopes. When I look at this palette, it is gorgeous. So let's come up with a fun look we can do today. So what do we want to do? I'm looking a little yellow today because I tried out the new Dior sticks, both my foundation and contour, and they came out a completely different skin tone than me. Did not match it well. So everything's looking a little yellow on me. So I'm like, I don't know how the cool tones are going to do with all of this, but let me see what color story we want and we'll get started. So yeah, I'm going to go in with Highlight, which is that one right there. I'm so glad it has a mirror in this so that I can see. This is not showing up a lot on me, but here we go. Okay, so it's definitely coming off as a little bit of a purpley shade here. Oh my goodness, it is, this palette is so beautiful. Okay, I wasn't gonna go real warm, but I think I will add a little warm. I'm gonna do a touch of the Apologetic there, and these are just moving into slightly warmer tones. Let's just see how it looks if we add a little warmth to it. Yeah, I like that. Just kind of keep it on this side. I'm gonna attempt one that's like probably my skin tone. It's called Oneself. Just put that down on the lid. By the way, I'm working with a Sigma brush today. This is just one of the brushes that always comes with their palettes. And I love these, but I'm always a Sigma brush girl. So like even their eyeshadow, you know, normally you don't like eyeshadow brushes that come in palettes. They're a lot of times they just don't work, but man, the Sigma ones do. Those and the ABH ones, like those are two of my favorites that come with palettes. That is so gorgeous. Let's pop in just the tiniest bit of darker. I'm going to pull that one right there, which is called She Rich. Of course I was going to be drawn to something that said I'm rich, man. I like the bougie life. I'm just going to kind of pop a little bit in the corner here and kind of brush it up a little so it's not just all like stuck there. You know, Huda Beauty really elongates her eyes usually when she does a look. And when she demonstrated this palette, it's got this specific look. All the white, the lid kind of extends way out is how she wears hers. So like I should attempt it more like that, but oh well. So I feel like, you know, if you were really tempted to do the Natasha Denona Roxa palette, because you're really drawn to like the purple and the pink, like you could still get a little bit of that from this palette. I skipped on the Natasha Denona. I just wasn't feeling it this year, but I'm not as into the really bright neon-y purple and pink colors like that. I like these softer, muted, very elegant looking colors. So this was what I was more drawn to. I'm so tempted to see what this VVS is like. So I might just go ahead and pop a little bit on of that because I want that like kind of pink color. I'll put a little bit of that one on this side, but we're definitely going to go in with that icy sparkle one that shifts and everything. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that. Yeah, get a little bit more on. How beautiful is that? Is that not gorgeous? The more red one though, that's Aurora. I think I just grabbed the wrong one because I had seen it on my swatches. So I'm just going to blend that into it. There's a little touch of Aurora. I guess we are just going in with like all of the shimmers at once, aren't we? Oh, so pretty. All right, let's try out the one, the Iced Out there in the corner. Ooh, there it is. Like that one is everything, y'all. I should have covered the whole lid, sorry, because that is incredible. Like that's what you want in your whole lid right there. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. This is going to be the #1 winter palette for sure. How gorgeous. I mean, Huda, you nailed it. Girl, you nailed it. All right, I'm just going to kind of blend that into the others. But hey, that gave you a feel for what they all looked like, right? All right, I'm going to touch up the other side. Maybe bring a little bit of like that color underneath my eyes. You know, a little bit of the matte colors we did, I'll probably put on the under my eyes as eyeliner, and I'll meet you back in a minute. All right, guys, here is a final look. I didn't put on lashes or anything, but how absolutely stunning is that? Absolutely no regrets. No regrets whatsoever on buying this palette. I am so in love. It's probably going to be up there, guys, as my top palette for November. Oh my gosh, just look at that. Look at that. This is so gorgeous. So in love with this. So this is look #1. I'm blown away. It is so pretty. This is the perfect wintry, frosty, icy look. I mean, she so nailed it. I'm blown away. So that's look #1. We'll probably do another look. I got to run to a party, and so it will have to be another day. So I'll be back with look #2. All right, guys, we are back for day 2 now, and we are going to come up with a look #2. I think where, you know, I have left to play is this bottom row quite a bit, because I did the top, I did this shimmer for sure, and some of these top matte ones in here. So what I'm really wanting to create at this point are something with these bottom shimmers, I think. So let's go into it. I think I'm going to create just the slightest bit. I feel like the last one turned into kind of a pinky purpley one. So this time I'm envisioning a little bit more, almost maybe silver and, I don't want to say silver and black, but like silver and taupe or silver and, I don't know. You'll see how it comes out. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and go in with Poised right here. And I don't know, have we done this one? I don't think we've used this one. So I'm going to kind of do the same idea of starting off with spot here where we go a little bit over the lid and just kind of make an arch with that. I think I'm gonna make maybe like a halo eye this time. So I'm gonna bring a little bit of this down into the inner corner too, and a little bit over here. And just leave a little open space in the corner. And then I'm gonna come in with faux fur up here. I need to do my nails, guys, so I know they're not looking real pretty. I'm really struggling with my schedule lately, guys. With homeschooling and then trying to do videos. I just have to do them in breaks when I have time. And like right now, I don't have great natural light because I'm having to do this at night. So, and then I certainly don't have time to be doing my nails or get my nails done. It's always, that's my biggest struggle right now. It's just time management. All right, so we're putting this in kind of the outer corner there. I'm gonna take, you know what? This one's really calling to me, is the IDGAF. I love that. Kind of a light, like lilac-y, lavendery color there. And I'm putting that down right here in the middle. That looks good by itself, doesn't it? I like that. But I'm going to pop on Diamond Dew on top of that. Let's see how that looks. I'm dying to play with some of that shimmer. All right, here it is, putting it on with a brush, not going on, like, it's not sticking to my brush. I got to dig in there. So I'm just going to do it with my finger. See if we can get a little better out. It's definitely got a lot of like pressed pigment in there, but like messy pigment, you know. There it is. Pretty. Oops, I didn't mean to pop that over there too much. Ah, now I just got it all over my lid. Okay, let me clean that up real quick. And what I'm gonna do then is take bling and put it kind of in the inner corner. Ooh, fun. So that's a lot more true silver. Yeah, I should have done it the other way around and put, because that's a little darker than what's on the lid here. Maybe I could pop a little bit on top of what we've got. Yeah, I don't really recommend that for your inner lid. I'm gonna do Avalanche, which is a little more white, just to try to get a little bit brighter in there. That's not just straight sparkles. And then I'm gonna go back in with Faux Fur. And maybe a little poised. Everything's leaning a little purple in this palette. You've got a couple of like more golden tones over here, but most of it leans purpley, like lilac-y, lavendery, purpley, slightly pink, but more on the purple side, I think. So that's something I think to consider with this palette. Let me touch up this side and kind of put everything on, and I'll be right back to you. All right, guys, I think we have a look here. So definitely, like I said, very purple leaning. Now this one's a little more purple than the last one. The last one was kind of like a lot icier, and this one you're seeing just kind of a standard like purple look. All those sparkles though, it's like really loose pigment kind of, or like it's almost like, you know, her typical sequiny glitter. It's like glitter pans. So sometimes this is a little harder to do a true halo eye with. And that is the only thing is in her palette, like you don't have a lot of just true shimmers. Everything is, except for this one. This one might be kind of more of your standard like shimmer. Everything else is very glitter shimmer, if that makes sense. So, but that's how Huda Beauty palettes are a lot. It's very like glitter shimmers. And so I like having a mix of both, honestly, because I do like to be able to create looks without sparkles getting all up into the crevices. You know, it's doable. You can make it work without it making a mess like I did. But I do like palettes where you have an option of like both. You have a range. But overall, it's still, this is a fantastic palette. I just love it. I love it, love it. But I feel like this was a much messier look. It was just harder to create the vision I had. And I could go back and really clean it up and make it what I want, but that was just to kind of give a first impressions. But besides the true like messiness, I love it. Now, do I have time to do a third look? I don't think I have time to do a third look on me, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out my little assistant and we're going to do a look on her really fast because I do want to play with these like warmer tones here and see if we can do something with this and like maybe add that and just see like, could we truly create a warmer look? Let's get my assistant Bessie. I think it's Bessie. I haven't used her in a while that I already forgot her name, guys. Poor thing, I forgot her name. Can you believe that? What a terrible boss I am. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, meet Bessie. Bessie. I think she's Bessie. Did we name you Bessie? Why can't I remember your name? All right, Bessie, you're gonna help me. And I am first gonna start off with that color on her, First Class. I am not going to dip into those cooler tones at all and just see, that is not even showing up, is it? Poor little Bessie. It's her skin tone, just like mine. So it's not showing up very well. Let's try to see if we can make it pop a little bit. It is a pretty light color, so it's not going to show up on a lot of skin tones. It is coming out, like you can see it's standing out just a little bit. There is a bottom layer. I don't have a great like darker color in there that is truly warm. Like the closest to like somewhat warm might be that one, and that's still a little cool. I may put just a pop of that. That's unapologetic. So let's just try the tiniest bit in the corner over here and just see. All right, that kind of shows us. I'm gonna try to just go straight in with that gold standards. I'm not even gonna bother with the, I mean, we can try cold plunge. We'll see. The tiniest bit, but it's pretty much her skin tone just like it's mine. So I put in cold plunge. There we go. And then I'm gonna put down gold standards on top of that. Okay, so you can create a little bit more warm leaning, but it's still done in a slight, like, you know, in a little bit lighter, frostier way. Like usually though, when you think of icy, frosty palettes, you think of cool tones, but it's pretty cool that you can actually do something with it that's warm. I'm gonna put down that middle one again, VVS, that's in the middle. It's kind of like a mix between cool tone and warm tone, so I'm gonna see. Actually, that turned it a little more silver, didn't it? But it kind of shifts. So if you want to keep it warm, don't add that one. If you want to add a little like silvery to it, add that one. And there you go. We could even go in with a little more that we haven't used yet. All right, so here is our, it was kind of warm. Now it's starting to get in between warm and cool. Let's turn it even more cool. Platinum. We haven't used platinum yet. I might just do like a little in her inner corners and see what it looks like. Platinum right there. That definitely is true silver. Yeah. Okay, so that just gives you a feel at least for like, we've kind of used a lot of the colors. I'm just gonna kind of carry that silver a little more. Yep. So pretty fun. Okay, so I think that kind of gives me a feel for it. I think overall it's a fairly purpley, lavendery leaning color story. Just a little warm though. On the outside corners, you can go a little bit more gold, but for the most part, it's going to lean very purple. I guess if you don't want to add like the purple to it, you could probably go with that color right there and that one if you want just true like pink. This one even was a little more pink, but that's a little lilac. Those are mostly your only like pinks in there. Everything else is purple. So this is going to be your frosty purple palette, which is so fun and I love it. I absolutely love it. I have zero regret about buying this. I may have not stuck to my low buy, but I'm going to be honest, I do not regret this purchase whatsoever. Very happy with it. So that wraps it up for today. I hope that was helpful for you and that you got a few ideas of how the color story looks and the finish and all of that. I am so sad that this is her last palette. I just cannot believe she's doing this to us. I cannot believe it. But what a palette to go out with. I think it is so perfect for winter. It is so pretty. I'm going to be playing with this all winter. This is probably going to be my favorite palette for like the whole winter. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you guys. So anyway, make sure that you stick around for more reviews like this. I've got another one coming for you, the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Moonlight palette. I cannot pronounce it. We're gonna test that one out and play around with it too. And I always bring you guys a monthly eyeshadow palette rankings video as well, where we rank everything by favorites for the month. I have a feeling this is gonna be #1 this month. Hint, hint. So anyway, you don't want to miss all the fun. You'll want to pop that subscribe, turn the notification bells to on, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.